Fall to your knees, motherfucker, cause the devil gonna make you pay. Motherfucker is on his way.
Hey everybody, another episode for you. This time I'd like to talk to you a little bit about what we call job killer tattoos. What we mean by job killer tattoos are any tattoos that cannot be hidden. The face, the neck, hands, and yes, young ladies, that includes behind the ears. Just because you think that your hair can hide it doesn't mean it actually can. So, job killers and why they're a bad idea. They're not inherently a bad idea, they're just an idea that requires a lot more thought than I think that people these days are really willing to put into it. The big thing with job killers is that they're exactly that, they're job killers. They can severely limit your potential career options throughout your life. And this is the thing, most of the people that are interested in getting these kinds of tattoos are younger. They do have an awful lot of branches in the tree of their life ahead of them. So we always try to caution as much as possible. Think about how these things may impact the way your entire life is going to fold out in front of you. Think about a job application that you have and how it may collapse because your potential employer still looks down his nose at tattoos. Think about the fact that right now you live in an urban center that doesn't care too much about tattoos, but as soon as you get away from an urban center, those opinions start to change. So what happens if you wind up getting married and that marriage takes you to a smaller town and now you're facing small town prejudices? Think about having a tattoo that cannot be hidden as defining the difference between walking into a bank and getting "good afternoon, sir," versus "what do you want?" This is the sort of prejudice that a job killer tattoo can lead to. Now, what happens if you are brown or black or yellow or red or any race that isn't white? Now, this fucking sucks that I have to say this, but it is a reality of the world that we live in, that racial prejudice is alive and well. We're getting an awful lot of people who aren't white coming in, and they're all wanting their hands done. And I have to tell them straight out, you already are experiencing prejudice. You're already experiencing racism because white people suck. Now, how much worse is it going to be when you have a tattoo that cannot be hidden? Try to imagine how bad it is already going through airport security, and now you've got a tattoo on your face. You think that random selection is going to pass you by? And again, it sucks that this is the world we live in, but it is the world we live in, and you must think about these things and the kind of impact it can have on you. Job killers should always come last. If you want to get your neck tattooed or your face tattooed or your hands tattooed, great. But maybe, just maybe, you should think about doing it after you are fully sleeved. Your bodysuit is getting to be almost completed. Your chest is done, your legs are done, you're running out of room. Then start thinking about getting your hands and neck done. Because by that point, you have already committed yourself to a lifetime of being marked as an outsider. You know what it's like. You know the score, and at this point, you don't fucking care, so go for it. Get your hands and face and neck done. But if you don't have very many tattoos at all, the damage that that kind of a tattoo can do to your overall life can be pretty significant. And in my line of work, one of the things that I consider to be very important is the role in guiding you to having as little regret as possible. I want you to be stoked on everything I put on your skin for the entirety of your life. And it would really tear me apart inside knowing that I did a tattoo on you that 7, 8, 9 years from now meant you either couldn't get a job, couldn't get a house, couldn't leave the country or go somewhere, or were treated in any way poorly. So again, I implore you, please, if you're thinking about a tattoo like this, just put it on the back burner until you are ready, fully ready, by being covered in work to move on to something like that. Of course, having said all of this, odds are I'll probably still do these kinds of tattoos if you ask me to, because in the long run, I'm not your fucking babysitter, and if you want to make a stupid life decision, well, who am I to stop it?